What's up, everybody? Oh yeah, it's the last day of February 2021. Anyways, what am I here to talk with you about this morning on this video? Well, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a customer that stopped by and did, or tried to do, a little business with us a while back. Let's just call this customer Mr. Jenkins. I want you to imagine in your head a customer, if you were a car salesman, okay? Let's say you were sitting inside the store in there on your computer, you heard a horn honking outside. That's Mr. Jenkins. Mr. Jenkins would pull up in his car, and instead of actually getting out and looking at cars or walking inside, he'd honk his horn and wait for you to come out and meet him at his car. The main reason for that was because Mr. Jenkins had to use a walker. He could walk, but he had to use a walker. And boy, oh boy, he moved kind of fast on that walker when we were out on the car lot looking. But here is the story of Mr. Jenkins today. So stay with us here on CCV, and I can't wait to tell you about Mr. Jenkins. He's a really funny little character. Stay with us. So you want to hear about Mr. Jenkins, right? Mr. Jenkins. Mr. Jenkins is walking around on the car lot with me, looking at cars. There's one particular car he is actually dead set on looking at. It's a Mercedes-Benz C-Class. Now, as we get up to the Mercedes-Benz C-Class, Mr. Jenkins looks at me and goes, "Chad, don't you be trying to sell me no pig in a blanket now, boy." That's exactly how he made it sound when we got over by that car, okay? He says, "Don't be trying to sell me no pig in a blanket, boy." Mr. Jenkins is an old retired veteran, okay? And he's a very funny character. He really is. Now, I don't think he's personally trying to be funny in any way. I think that's just his character and who he is with his voice. Yeah, that's about how it sounds. Right about right there, okay? Yeah. That's how he sounds, seriously, okay? So anyways, don't be selling me no pig in a blanket. I thought to myself, man, a pig in a blanket, right? You know, is it a lipstick on a pig? Is it polishing a turd? Because I ain't trying to sell no pig on the blanket to nobody around here at my store right here where we working at, okay? Long story short, this man is the type of customer that may take a week or two just to make a decision on if he's going to buy a car or not. And that's perfectly fine. Some people don't make a decision on buying a car all at one moment. Some people are sporadic like that and they go, bam, I'm buying a car. And they do it, and that's it, right? That's fine, everybody's different. But Mr. Jenkins, it took him about 2 weeks. And over those 2 weeks of time from the first time I met him, he'd pull in every couple days or so and honk the horn or call, see if the car's still available, this, that, and the other. Now one day, Mr. Jenkins, which is another day after the first day I met him, when he told me don't be selling him no pig in a blanket, he stops by and he actually test drives the car. And he finds out he's pre-approved for some financing at the local credit union here in town. So anyways, he finally comes by and test drives the car, and the check engine light is on the car. "Okay, now Mr. Chad, I like this car right here, but you can't be trying to sell me no pig in a blanket." I tell Mr. Jenkins, "Sir, we would love to sell you this car. I know it's got a check engine light on. We'll check the light, we'll put the computer scanner on it, all that good stuff. And guess what? If it needs something fixed, we'll put it in the shop, we'll get it fixed, and then you can come back and buy the car, bring us a check, hallelujah. Let's move forward, right? The car finally is brought back over to the store after getting worked on and fixed at the shop. I call Mr. Jenkins, "Mr. Jenkins, the car's here. I'm ready for you to come back by and take it for a test drive with me, okay? And take it and buy it, right?" "All right, that sounds like a good idea, Mr. Chad." So Mr. Jenkins stops by. We test drive it, it drives good. He leaves, he comes back another day, believe it or not, and he says, "Okay, Mr. Chad, I want to test drive the car over to the bank to go pick up the certified check." That's fine, I think that'll be fine to do. So he stops by, his wife drops him off, whatever. I got the car pulled up, cranked up, the keys are in it. He pulls in, he gets in, I put the dealer tag on, wave bye to him, and he heads off right on down the road here to the credit union. I tell you, about 10, 15 minutes later, ring, ring, ring on my cell phone, it's Mr. Jenkins. And what do you think happened? That check engine light popped back on. And it popped back on right before he got to the bank. And what does he tell me on the phone? You can only imagine. He goes, "Chad, I told you not to be trying to sell me no pig in a blanket. All right there? I'm bringing this car right on back to you. And I'm giving it back to you. I appreciate your time. You did a good job and all, and you tried and tried. but I cannot be buying no pig in a blanket. And that's what he did. He brought the car back and gave it back to us. Now, needless to say, I never saw the guy ever again. He's never called, he's never pulled in. I've not ever seen him again. And sometimes things happen, you know, you put cars in shops. You know, we can't necessarily control a vehicle, you know? I mean, you get something fixed, who knows? Check engine light could pop back on. And that's what happened, you know? Now, the moral of the story I'm trying to tell over to people that are in the car business, or customers, or people out there car shopping, is this. As a salesman, you gotta work hard with your customer. Things will happen. Sometimes you won't sell somebody a car. It's just gonna happen like that sometimes. You won't always sell everybody a car. And you'll try and try and try, and you spend a lot of time with some people trying to sell them a car. So those quick sales you get when someone just kind of randomly walks in, be thankful for those. Because sometimes you get deals like this where they just don't pan out after a week or two. And for customers, sometimes you're gonna look at cars and shop for cars, and sometimes that car isn't gonna work out for you. But do a good job, be diligent, do your reviews online, do your research on used cars, and do your research on used car dealerships, and I hope everything works out for you. Have a blessed day. I'm Chad signing out, and don't you be trying to sell nobody no pig on the blanket. All right, you heard? All right, we'll see you soon.